What's going on, everybody? This is Island Hopper TV, and today we are going to talk about Thailand or Philippines. Which one is best? I've just visited both of those countries for over almost 2 months, each place. I actually went to almost 2 months in Thailand from May until July of 2023, and then I went to Philippines just now for about 37 days. So I've got some pretty good insight for you that's relative to right now for those of you who are interested in comparing the two. We're going to talk about that. If you guys can hear me loud and clear, let me know in the comments because I'm trying this out from a new device. So let's see if we got some comments coming in here. So far, I'm not seeing any news on the fact that it's working or not working. So let's see here. Well, either way, I'm going to continue going, assuming that it's working. We got a chat. All right, Stephanie, thank you. Or Shanice. Hey, there we go. Okay, so thank you so much, everyone, for letting me know. So we're going to compare in this video the safety, the scenery, the best islands, customer service, food, beaches, hotel quality. The quality is really an important thing, right? You know, you want to make sure you're in a good situation. Prices, transportation, overall, what we're talking about. Oh, and nightlife. So, if you guys are curious about these two countries, let me know, and I'll go ahead and get into it. So, the first subject that I want to talk about is safety. I think this is something that a lot of people are curious about when they're traveling. Here I am getting a ear. What do? They pull the hair out of your ear. Yeah, and you want to, it's like, whoa, what are they doing, right? They waxing your ear. That's what it is. A man's facial. Anyway, we're going to talk about the safety. Which one is more safe, in my opinion, Thailand or Philippines? So, in my opinion, I would say overall they're both safe, and I enjoy both countries, by the way. But I feel like overall you're going to hear about less crime happening to foreigners in Thailand. In the big city of Bangkok, for example, I'm not going to sit here and say that it's totally safe, but if you compare Bangkok to Manila, most people will tell you that Bangkok's safer. Thailand in general, especially in the north, is safer than Philippines. Now, I found Philippines to be quite safe, but you do hear about certain situations happening in the bigger cities like Manila, and that's just something you got to take into consideration. I mean, if you guys have any opinions about this that are watching, you could share your opinion, but overall I would say Thailand is just a little bit safer. I found both to be safe, but that's just my opinion. Next up, let's talk about the scenery. So this is a look at Thailand. This is on Phuket Island. You can see these ladies, they're fishing. I would say the scenery is better in the Philippines overall. There's 7,500 different islands. Thailand has great scenery, as you can see right here by these viewpoints. But if we just go to Philippines, I mean, you're going to see things like Chocolate Hills right here. You're going to have the whale sharks, which I just showed you. You're going to have El Nido, Coron, Siquijor, many different islands. Whereas in Thailand, you have Railay Beach, you have Koh Tao, you have some places in the north, and then you have Phuket, very nice places. But overall, I'm going to have to tip the cap for the scenery to the Philippines. Best islands. Now, there's a lot of different islands in Thailand. There's a lot of islands in Philippines, obviously, 7,500. It's an island nation. I would say that overall, if you're looking for islands, island hopping activities, you're going to find that better in the Philippines. This right here is Sumulin Island next to Cebu. Next up, let's talk about the food. So, food is a big thing. Filipinos, they always tell you they got the best food in the world. But everyone else, aside from Filipinos, does not really hold Filipino food in high regards. I had some really good Filipino food while I was there. I personally like Pancit Canton. Lumpia Shanghai is also really nice. It's basically a spring roll. I tend to have some pork ever so often. But overall, I mean, Thai food, I mean, the rest of the world's going to agree with me on this, except for Filipinos. But Thai food is probably better. It's just there's something about Thai food. It's just better. So, I mean, you guys could share your opinion on that. I'll read some comments here. It says trips and tips. Big fan of your page. I watch before I book trips. Awesome. That's great to hear. J Jazz says, what about Malaysia? Yeah, actually, I'm in Vietnam right now. I don't know if I've said that yet, but I'm in Ho Chi Minh City. For those of you who want more real-time updates on what the channel is really doing, let me give you guys some insights on where you can get that information. You're going to find more information about Island Hopper TV over on my other channels. So I've got some other channels that you guys could check out here, like Island Hopper TV Travel Highlights. Now, if you actually go over there, you can see I have Island Hopper TV Hotels and Food. There's also another channel just related to the travel process. This is VertCam Travel. Like I did the Ho Chi Minh Airport arrival, I did Surigao Airport, I did Clark Airport, which is in Angeles City, Singapore Airport arrival. So if you guys have any sort of idea or questions about travel into airports, I've made pretty much every travel guide for airports and trains and ferries on VertCam. But if you go to Travel Highlights, the benefit of this channel, for those of you who are wanting to keep up with where I'm at in real time, you can see it's right here. You go to the videos, Surigao Nightlife, General Luna, Philippines, El Nido Beach Nightlife, Puerto Princesa, Palawan. So that's where you're going to get that information, guys. Because I know some of you guys are like, hey, why is Island Hopper TV not giving real-time updates? Although we do have a new video coming out about Quran, the travel guide. But the main reason is because most of the real-time stuff is going on the small channel. I just started it a couple months ago. It's already almost got 2,000 subscribers. So Island Hopper TV Travel Highlights, I post there way more often, and it's the stuff that I'm doing right here, right now. So if you want to see the Vietnam stuff in real time, you're going to get that over there. Now back to the back to the information here. So we've got some more comments coming in here. I watched your VertCam video recently for the process for Hong Kong to Macau. Super helpful. Yes, that was a good ferry. I enjoy that ferry. It only takes around about an hour, maybe an hour and a half. And I booked the business class. It's not too expensive, maybe like $30 or $40. I mean, you're going to Macau, you might as well put some money and look at these whale sharks. That was really a cool experience. And people say the whale sharks are sick or whatever. I don't know. I found out about this afterwards, but I didn't see any sickness on any of these whale sharks. Like they make the animal activist organizations make it seem like these whale sharks are like really suffering or something. And I'm like looking at these whale sharks right now, and I don't see any cuts or any like. They were like the happiest fish. I mean, these are like the happiest fish. I mean, you know, but the animal rights activists make it seem like they're like suffering in there in the water with by getting fed the plankton. I don't know. They just seem so happy. You're not supposed to get close to them though. But sometimes you're just in the water and they just come right up next to you and wag their tail right up alongside you. They're awesome. That's in Philippines, by the way. That's in Oslo. So anyway, next up we have some more information. Let's see here. This is Thailand you're looking at here on Phuket. Beaches. Where's the best beaches? Well, I'm going to have to say, again, Philippines. Philippines has the better beaches. It's just, there's so many beaches, the white sand. I mean, Luzon, if you go to Philippines, the first thing you do when you get to Manila is leave Manila. You don't like hang out in Manila. If you're going to Manila to hang out, you're probably not going to have the greatest time in the Philippines unless you're going there for business, I guess, and going to BGC. I'm not saying Manila is not a great place. I don't think it's one of the top cities in Southeast Asia, actually. Some people would say it's like the best city in Southeast Asia. I think Ho Chi Minh City is better than Manila. I would rather go to Ho Chi Minh City than Manila, probably. Just because Ho Chi Minh or Saigon is a really cool city. Manila is all right, but it's really got a lot of traffic, so it's hard to get around. But the beaches, once you get out to the beaches in the Philippines, out into the province, I mean, it's great. Now that leads me to my next point. Obviously, the beaches are great, are really nice in the Philippines, and that's why you're going to go out there and explore those. Thailand's got some great beaches, especially in the south, for sure. But up by Bangkok, you're not going to really find too many good beaches. I mean, I didn't find Hua Hin to have that great of beaches, and I didn't find Pattaya to have great beaches. But there are some islands out by Pattaya, like Koh Kud, and then there's also... I forgot the other island, but either way, there's islands just past Pattaya if you're willing to go another 7 hours by car. It's kind of down by Koh Rong in Cambodia. There's actually an island here in Vietnam that I want to get out to called Phu Quoc. That's got some really nice beaches. But yeah, overall, both have great beaches. I'm just going to give more to Philippines because there's so many different islands. You can find islands with full circle sand all around, and just it's incredible in the Philippines. The beaches, really, especially if you go to places like El Nido, Coron, Surigao. That's where you're going to get the great beaches. You got to find the islands that have them because some of the islands have like 20 to 30 to 40 amazing beaches, and then you go to another island and it won't even have one good beach. But they're definitely there in the Philippines. You just got to do a little research, and you can ask me, and I'll help you find that information out for the Philippines. Hotel quality, Thailand has better hotel quality. I found a lot of the hotels in Philippines to be below average for quality. Yeah, it is what it is. I mean, Thailand's got good quality. I mean, for the price you're going to pay, the nod's going to go to Thailand. I mean, in the Philippines, it's not too uncommon to find toilets that are not modern toilets. I mean, you're going to find some non-modern toilets in places in Thailand, but overall, I would say, yeah, Thailand's got better quality for hotel stays. The power goes out on a lot of the islands. I mean, they're islands. What can you expect on these islands, right? Like, they're not all going to have, like, nuclear power plants charging them, right? All right, so the next thing we're going to talk about is going to be prices. Which one's more affordable? I actually found Thailand to be more affordable. For example, I think Bangkok is more affordable than Manila. Manila's hotel prices can be quite steep. I'm even finding Ho Chi Minh City to be very affordable, but when it comes to nice hotels, they're actually quite expensive. Whereas in Bangkok, you can find nice hotels that are not too expensive. There is some things in Philippines that are just really cheap, like Surigao. That's an island that's hasn't quite caught up to the rest of the Philippines in terms of price. So some islands you'll go to in the Philippines and you'll be like, this one's way cheaper than everywhere else. Surigao is one of them. It's mostly a backpackers community, so there's no real luxury resorts there. Everything's like a 2 or 3 star hotel, but it's a phenomenal island. I mean, it's a great island. The travel guides are going to be coming up for Surigao. You guys are going to definitely want to watch when I start rolling out El Nido, Coron, and Surigao. Those 3 videos that are coming out in the next couple days, be on the lookout for those because those are 3 of my favorite islands. The only one I'm not making a tour guide about is going to be Boracay, and it's because it's total tourist trap at this point. Now let's talk about transportation. Who has better transportation? I'm going to give it to Thailand. Philippines Manila Airport, NAIA, is rated one of the worst airports in the world, and for good reason. I mean, all you got to do is go there to, I think, Terminal 3? Terminal 3 is their new one, and it's just not up to par. Although they are building a new airport in Bulacan, which is in between Pampanga and Manila, and they say it's going to be built in like the next decade or something. It's supposed to be a really sophisticated modern airport, and I think they're going to still keep Manila Airport open. But even if you go to like Cebu's pretty good. But Thailand, Suvarnabhumi, the airport in Bangkok, world-class airport, great airport. The buses I found in Thailand to be better than the buses in Philippines. The ferries in Thailand are a notch above Philippines. I'm not saying, look, actually I am saying what I'm saying. I was trying not to be too straightforward, but yeah, no. Philippines got some work to do, okay, in terms of transportation. It's, let's put it like this. I flew on 9 flights in Philippines, and all 9 of them were delayed to some degree. So 9 out of 9 were delayed. I don't think I've even had a delayed flight in Thailand. So yeah, I mean, transportation is just better in Thailand. Sorry, if someone wants to debate that with me, we can do that all day long. I mean, I run that other channel, VertCam, which is dedicated to transportation analysis. So I mean, yeah, I'm telling you the truth. Nightlife. Again, nightlife in Thailand, some of the best you'll find anywhere in the world. Manila doesn't really have much nightlife. I was not very impressed with the nightlife in Manila. I mean, I went to Makati, to Poblacion, and I went to like Malate. It's kind of sketchy. It's kind of dangerous. It's not very safe. It's not fun, really. I mean, you basically go into these bars. One of the things that Philippines does have that's fun nightlife is when they do karaoke, when the people come out and they start singing. That's a great experience, just hanging out with the locals in Philippines. Again, when you're in the provinces in Philippines, it's probably the best place you'll find anywhere on earth. The province. But when you're in the cities in Philippines, it's not really that. Nothing makes sense there. It's just unorganized. It's everything's spread out. Every time you go into a hotel, you have to go through like a security. You don't do that in Thailand. But in Philippines, if you stay at a nice hotel, you got to go through like security where you run your bags through it, and sometimes the security things don't work. The scanners, they don't work. I mean, so then they got to like go through all your bags before you go into like your hotel. Every time you go in, it's kind of annoying. They don't have that problem in Thailand. That goes back to the safety subject, right? So it's just safer in Thailand than it is in Philippines. Now let's talk about customer service. Philippines has good customer service, but still, they've got a long way to go. Thailand's just a step above in terms of all that stuff. H. Sestiup says, so I have a question. I went to Bangkok. I didn't like it at all. It was a circus. So many people, horrible and pale male, good looking. I want to travel and see beaches, meet girls, and nightlife. Where? In what? In Thailand? Okay, so you're looking for like as a single. Are you a male? Yes, a pale male. That's funny you put that. So in Thailand, if you're looking to meet women, try Hua Hin. Try Hua Hin. Try. I mean, what are you looking for? Are you looking for like a Thai girlfriend? Or are you looking for like a backpacker from Germany or from America or Latin America? I mean, most people, like, if you just simply go to Thailand and you download Bumble or one of the dating apps, you'll make connections and you can ask them on a date. In Philippines, you can easily go on a date too, doing that. So there you go. This is paid shark activity. So the whale shark activity that you're talking about, yeah, you pay to go swim with the whale sharks. They put you like on a boat and you swim out to where they have where the whale sharks are hanging out. They're actually wild whale sharks. They're not in captivity, although they get fed there in the mornings and then they just go out and do whatever they want to do. It makes you wonder, like, okay, where do these big whale sharks go when they're not, like, where do they go afternoon? Like, how can I see, how can I see them? They would be in the area of Bohol and Cebu, somewhere in between there. Kind of like by Pang Lao. Bali Kasag, you might be able to see them, I think, if you go out on a boat. I don't know. But, yeah, so that touches on most of the subjects. I can answer some more subjects. We talked about safety, scenery, best islands, customer service, food, beaches, hotel quality, prices. Overall, the nod goes to Thailand. I think Thailand is going to be just a little bit better, in my opinion. I remember thinking that. I'm like, it's the stress level. It's because of the transportation. Philippines is more beautiful. They have more diversity and beauty, but because the transportation and getting around the Philippines is so difficult, I mean, even if the ferries are working, it's just not a very pleasant ride. I watch a lot of the tourists when they're on the ferries in Philippines. They look so super miserable when they're on the boats. They just do not look happy. I mean, they're struggling on the ferries. It's hot. There's no air conditioning. They cram you into lines like sardines. It's just not a pleasant experience. So those are things you have to take into consideration, like ease and comfortability. But if you got a high tolerance and you don't necessarily need too much comfort, you're gonna find better scenery in the Philippines. If you really are seeking raw nature and amazing places, simply go to Palawan, go to Surigao, go to Cebu. Just go to those three right there. Get that done. And if you want to see some more, go to Camiguin or go to Siquijor, some of those other places. Boracay is just going to have too many tourists for me to really go out on a limb and recommend it. Kai says, hey Jeff, never been to Thailand. If I had 14 days in Thailand, should I stick to Koh Samui and Phuket since it's my first time? And I heard some of those are your favorite. Yeah, So if I would say if you really wanted to do it, you just skip Phuket. Okay, this is two itineraries. If you're gonna do Phuket, you do Krabi because they're side by side. So you do Phuket, Krabi, and then in the middle is Phi Phi Islands. You can stay there for like a day or two, and that's your Phuket trip for 14 days. Or you can do the other one, which is Koh Samui, Koh Phanong, which is the full moon party island, and then you have Koh Tao. And I would do all three of those within the 14-day span, spending like 3 or 4 days on Koh Tao, spending like 3 or 4 days on Koh Phanong, and then 7 days or whatever the remaining days are on Koh Samui. But if you wanted to do 7 days on Koh Samui and then 7 days on Phuket, you would either take a ferry and then a bus and then you're there. It would be like a 7-hour trip, or you could just take a plane from Koh Samui to Phuket. But that's like a full day. That's like at least a half a day. I got a little bit of a dry cough in the Philippines. I don't know what's going on with that. Sometimes you can get a dry cough from, I think, seafood. I did eat some shellfish. For those of you who watch the Puerto Princesa video over on Island Hopper TV Travel Highlights, you'll see the shellfish, and it seemed like maybe like a day after I ate that shellfish, or maybe like half a day later, I started to feel a little bit under the water or under the weather. So it's possible with seafood. I had that same thing happen last time I was in Vietnam. That's how I was reminded of it. Because I made the unfortunate mistake of eating seafood that I shouldn't have eaten, which was squid eyeballs, because the locals offered me squid eyeballs. And people were like, you shouldn't eat squid. You shouldn't eat things that you're not used to because you can get sick from seafood. Anyone had that experience before? But I didn't want to be rude and turn down the food. It's kind of like when I was in Thailand and they offered me scorpion. I was like, no, I really don't want to eat scorpion. And then I ate the scorpion and I was like, no, that is. But they tell you, oh, it makes you have big muscles and stuff. So I was like, oh, there's a medicinal aspect to scorpion eating, huh? But either way, I mean, it's squid eyeballs. Like, who's gonna go out of their way to eat squid eyeballs? I guess not me. Although I did eat squid and scorpion before. The most crazy thing I ate recently, I did not try balut. Balut is a really unique food in the Philippines. But I watched people eat it and I was like, I don't get it. Just the way it looked. It wasn't like a normal looking egg. It was like a baby embryo. It was like a little baby chicken that had a little bit of feathers on it. And people just scarf it down and I was like, I don't know if I can get down with that. The shark experience was great. The whale shark experience is definitely amazing. I would certainly recommend that. So definitely check that out. But yeah, if you guys have any other questions, ask away before, if not, I'm in Ho Chi Minh City. Like I said, come on over to Island Hopper TV Travel Highlights. Hang out with me over there. Also check out Island Hopper TV Hotels. Some of the hotels that I've reviewed, if you just want to see some of the popular videos, like the Conrad Manila, Phuket Marriott Resort and Spa, Hyatt Regency Manila City of Dreams, the Parisian in Macau. I recently did Sheraton Cebu, Mactan. I did Funny Lion Hotel, Karan Palawan, Surigao Beach Hotel, Cherie Nicole, and General Luna, Happiness Beach Resort. Pretty much every hotel I stay at, I review, and I put it on this channel, Island Hopper TV Hotels. I don't really know of a channel that's doing what I'm doing right now for that. I do see some people doing the VertCam stuff where they make the airport tours. I just don't know if they're going to as many airports as I've been going to recently. But the VertCam stuff, like I said, I did Ho Chi Minh City airport arrival. I did the, let's see, Dumaguete to Negros Siquijor Island ferry, the Panglao Bohol Airport, Cebu to Negros ferry. I mean, there's lots of. Every time I'm transiting, I'm making a video about it. Every time I'm arriving in a town, I'm making a video about it. Every time I'm doing nightlife, I'm basically filming it. So, yeah. If you guys have any questions about that, feel free to ask away. And other than that, that's going to be about it for this video. Thanks to everyone for watching and subscribing to the other channels. That'll be cool to see some of you guys on Island Hopper TV Travel Highlights and the Hotels channel. I do have Island Hopper TV food. I've been posting there, but there's not as many videos. There's the balut. If you guys are curious what balut is, I'll just show you real quick. This here is called balut. Baby duck. Hard-boiled egg with a baby chicken inside. Okay. It's a baby duck. See? Oh my gosh. It's like a little baby chicken, huh? Yeah. This here is called balut. So you guys can also subscribe there. And anyways, guys, we will see you on the next one. Coming to you from Vietnam. If you have any recommendations for Vietnam, some of you were saying that you'd like to see me do some Hanoi videos. Hey Kai, thanks for the $1.99 by the way. I didn't even see that until just now, so thank you so much for that. Corey says, do you do martial arts? Southeast Asia is favorite of martial arts. I personally do not do martial arts, although I do recommend martial arts to pretty much all young people. I think martial arts is an amazing thing that I wish I was into when I was younger. I do not do it personally though, but I see the value in it 100%, man, for sure. Shanice Christina, is it easy to get SIM cards in Philippines? Yeah. At the airport, I was able to get an eSIM in the Philippines. When I arrived in Manila, or in Ho Chi Minh here in Saigon, I was trying to get an eSIM and they didn't have it. They only have the card swap, which is fine if you have an iPhone 13 or older, but I have an iPhone 14 and the iPhone 14 does not have any SIM cards. So it's all eSIM. So I've been using this app called, let me see the name of the app. I'll get you the name. It's called Yes Sim. Yes Sim. It's orange, and this is it right here. Yes Sim. And I just pay for data. It's a little bit cheaper than Verizon, but not much cheaper. Yeah, eSIM in the Philippines, right there at the Manila airport, in Terminal 3. I got it. He says, what's okay budget, medium, luxury, not too crazy for 14 days? Both Thailand and Philippines are quite affordable. I mean, you can find cheap accommodation all around there. Also, I'm finding Vietnam to be maybe even cheaper. Like, when it comes to day-to-day tasks, like transportation and just getting around Vietnam, very affordable. So, I mean, you could almost compare Vietnam to these two also. You could do like a trifecta. You could do Vietnam, Philippines, Thailand, and compare all three of them because they're kind of like brothers and sisters. Yeah, so if you guys have any questions, ask. Carlito says, Philippines, people are more polite and easy to be with. Yeah, Filipinos are very polite and friendly, but so are Thai. So, I mean, I've bumped into a mixed bag in both places, but overall, both are very friendly places, honestly. You felt safe and good nightlife in Vietnam? Okay, I've only been pickpocketed once in my life, and it happened here in Ho Chi Minh City, so I will say that. I was going to go out to, I think it's called Bui Ven. I was going to go out because it's 7:56 tonight, but it's been raining. I just don't want to get out there and have a big rain, although it looks like the rain has passed, so I may go out. But again, if you guys want more information, you're going to have to subscribe to Island Hopper TV Travel Highlights, where you'll see all that Vietnam information coming live. And the reason I give you those instructions is because that's where I'll be posting those videos talking about that question as I'm in the field filming it. What's the main mode of transport in Cebu? So once you get to Cebu, obviously you arrive on an airplane more commonly than not, unless you're coming from like Bohol. You can take a ferry from Bohol, or Negros you can also take a ferry from to get to ferry there. But once you're on Cebu, it's typically a bus or a taxi. There's no ferries that will take you like from Cebu City to Oslab. I asked about that. I would have liked to do that, but it's a 2.5 hour drive, so they say it's a bit faster to just take a car, like a bus or something. And if you go to Malbal, it's another 2.5 hours on the other side of the island. So the tiger looks like he will eat you, not scared. Oh yes, I was very scared of tigers. They were all like, oh, don't be scared, don't be scared. I'm like, he's not, you know, and you watch him playing too. Like they'll be playing with him with this like broom, and then you'll go in there and take a picture. I'm just like, I don't know about that, man. They say it's safe, but it's a tiger. I mean, when you're next to a real tiger, you're like, this thing is huge. It's like probably being next to a great white shark. I mean, that just imagine if you're in the water and here comes a shark. Like that's the thing with all this swimming around the Philippines. I'm always like, hey, do you ever see any sharks around here? And the local guides, every time I ask them, they say no. They never really see any sharks. And I'm like, I know they're out there. But one of the guys was telling me that sometimes like Europeans go out there, European divers like from Sweden and stuff, they'll come out there and they'll say, take me to where the sharks are, and they'll get in there. And he was an old guy, an old Filipino guy. He told me he was out there and he said he took him where he knew the sharks are, and he said a big, massive shark came, and he said all of the Swedes were in there like diving, trying to get closer to it, and he he got out of the water real quick, got up onto like this little safe area, and he was just like, oh no, oh heck no. So I mean, that was the only like shark encounter that I like non-whale shark encounter that I heard about. But I know there's sharks there. I went on Google one time and I was like, shark attack in Philippines, because I'm swimming in the ocean as if there's no sharks, right? Same with Thailand here, like Koh Tao, right there. This Koh Tao right here. There was sharks. There's little baby sharks around there. Like people go there to swim with little baby sharks. So what happens when the little baby becomes a big shark, right? So if there's little babies, there's got to be mom and dad. You get the idea. So before I went to Bangkok, I thought it would be fun. I didn't like it. After I went to Bali, I liked Bali a lot, but I think maybe Thailand is better for me in general because Bali was kind of pricey. Bali pricey? I don't think Bali is known for pricey, but it's possible that because Bali's become such a popular destination, there's way too much over tourism going on in Bali right now. Like Indonesia could be better than Philippines in a lot of ways because they have like 11,000 islands and they have some spectacular islands, but they're kind of like unexplored, like Timor. They have Sulawesi, they have Komodo, they have Raja Ampat, Papua, all these different islands in Philippines or in Indonesia. But when people go to Indonesia, they only go to Bali. And all these digital nomads go to Bali. Philippines could totally catch up and do something like Bali's done, but they just, for some reason, they just haven't figured out how to get it going. I mean, a place like El Nido or Coron, it's better that it hasn't been discovered, but I mean, you kind of wish it was a little bit more developed in some ways, or at least developed more intelligently than it is, in the sense that waste management is, I mean, I watched a big truck pick up a bunch of garbage, and as they're flying down the road, trash is just flying out of the truck, and the guys in the back, there's like 4 guys in the back just holding down the trash, and it's like, that's how we're picking up trash around Paradise. And then you think like, man, plastic trash is a real problem around here. It's not their fault. It's just there's no like thought put into how to handle waste. It's happened in Bali also. But when you're in a beautiful place, the last thing you want to see is a bunch of like trash in the water while you're in a paradise place, because tourists come there and it becomes a hot spot, right? So that's the downside of over tourism. Yeah, so I don't know, where'd you go in Bangkok? Bangkok's a place you're supposed to go to, like, so when you go to Bangkok, you go to Sukhumvit. Between Soi 3 is where most of the foreigners go, between Soi 3, which is Nana, that's a little bit of a seedy area. I'm not necessarily recommending that. I personally like Soi 10, or Soi 11, I should say. So from Soi 3 to like Soi 50 on Sukhumvit is where most people just hang out. You get good quality food for cheap accommodation, party, nightlife. You can basically just hang out there. I mean, there's a lot going on there. They have rooftop pools. That's the lifestyle in Bangkok. So I don't know what happened with you in Bangkok, why you didn't enjoy it, but maybe you didn't get the right information. But you really want to be hanging out on Sukhumvit. Some people also go to Khao San Road, but I'm not so sure that's going to be where you want to go. But it is what it is, right? Can't remember, but I was supposed to be close to nightlife. You got robbed in Bangkok. Okay, well then, yeah. Anytime you get robbed, that's never a good thing. Like I said, I got robbed here in Ho Chi Minh the last time I was here. They took my phone. So, That made me like not as excited to come back to Vietnam. Plus, I got to do a visa process that takes like 6 days. But I'm back, and in my first day here in Ho Chi Minh, I was like, I like this place. So a lot of times it just depends on where you're staying. If you're in a good area. Okay, so you were on Sukhumvit and you didn't like it. Well, maybe it's not for you, or maybe you didn't have the proper guide to introduce you to how to enjoy the city. Because I mean, the food there is really good. Getting like, you start your day with like a foot massage or breakfast, foot massage, and then you go like walk around, do some shopping, check out the malls, hang out with people, go on a date on a dating app or something. I don't know, man. You went solo, so I find Bangkok to be a really easy place to meet people. I mean, some like Europe. I'm not going to say Europe's the easiest place to make friends, but I will say that Thailand's a very easy place to not feel lonely. Like, I don't feel lonely in Thailand or Bali or Philippines. Hong Kong, you can feel lonely. Tokyo, you can feel lonely. Macau, you can feel lonely. Most of Europe, you'll feel lonely. But in those three places that I just mentioned, Bali, Thailand, Philippines, you can go there as a solo traveler and not really feel lonely. Even here in Vietnam, I don't feel lonely. Good morning, Salvador. How's it going? Sometimes it's possible you go there the first time, you didn't really like it, and then you go back a second time, do a little more research, and then you love it. It's possible that Bangkok's going to be that for you. Shanice says, review on canyoneering at Khao San Falls. So Khao San Falls was closed. When you go there, you stay at Mal Baal. Mal Baal is known for the sardine run. That's maybe right here. I might be doing that at the sardine run right there. So you swim with sardines there, and then right next to Mal Baal, about an hour away, is Khao San Falls, and then there's the canyoneering. They have a couple different canyoneering there. I did not do the full canyoneering. I just went up to the gorge. But yeah, it's like a water world. I personally would say those three islands that I talked about earlier, Palawan, Surigao, and Cebu. Those are probably the three islands that I would recommend people go to. You could also do Bohol. I really like Panglao. Bohol, so there's 4, and then there's Boracay, that's 5. I could make a full I'm probably going to do a full travel guide for Philippines, talking about all the places that I went. Liam says, hello, Jeff. What's your upcoming plans for travel? Well, I'm right here in Ho Chi Minh City. I'm in Vietnam. The reason I'm going live tonight and not out filming is because it's been torrential rain. It's still monsoon season here in Southeast Asia, although I've been running away from it and haven't really gotten a lot of rain, except for today. The rain came in pretty heavy. The whole morning it was partly cloudy, actually blue skies, and then around about 3 or 4 o'clock, the storm clouds started coming into Saigon, and they just took over the sky and then just started dumping rain. So that's it. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching and subscribing to our other channels. Like I was telling you, Island Hopper TV Hotels, Island Hopper TV Travel Highlights. That's where you're going to get the more real-time updates on the travel stuff that's going on, where you can communicate live. But yeah, once you start seeing the Vietnam stuff, that's where I'm at now. See you guys on the next one. Thanks for watching.